with the stable and unchanging position taken by ancient Jewish scholarship on this subject. I do not know whether Abraham is combined the 2,000-year-old Jewish source for this wisdom, but I doubt it. What is not in doubt is that he too saw the relevance of understanding human motivation in business management. In 1962, Aslan brought a business book entitled Psychology Management. It was based on his research into human nature. Which information on human nature is not based on recent research, but on two ancient ideas. One, that human nature has not undergone very much change during the past 5,000 years.
Okay, looks like we are live on IG. Looks like we are live on Facebook. And it looks like we are going live on YouTube. So let's get at it. Let's jump into it. All right, well, good people, welcome back. This is day 3 of my live. Welcome people here on IG. I'm your boy, Earl McCray. What am I about? Well, look, I'm in the midst of promoting for a challenge that I'm going to be doing shortly next week, where we're going to be talking about effortless evolution. And I'm just going to share, a couple of thoughts on, myself, some of the things that I've been able to benefit from, and hopefully my journey can make your journey a little easier. What I do and what I share with my friends and my followers is I teach people how to lose weight, okay, reduce stress, and increase their emotional and financial well-being without doctors or meds. All for one purpose. That's God's purpose. All right. So, if you are, agnostic and you don't believe in a higher power, perhaps some of the things I'm going to share, may not totally resonate with you. But I'm not asking you to worship Jesus Christ like I do. You may worship Buddha, you might worship Allah, but let's all talk about the reality that we are spiritual. We are spiritual beings in a physical body. And when we're transitioned, our spirit will still be here. So that's a blessing, and that's powerful. So let me recap day 1 and day 2 before I jump into day 3. So I told you how my academy works. I help people. In day 1, I talked about helping people through spiritual renewal. And in spiritual renewal, it helps you decrease stress. It helps you improve well-being. And I talked about the distinction between when I'm meditating, how that's different from when I'm praying. And how when I'm praying, how that's different from when I'm studying the Word of God. All right. In day 2, we talked about physical renewal. We talked about the difference between Eastern and Western medicine. And we talked about how using something called Qigong, I'm not sure if you guys realize I had broken one of my wrists at one of our, Airbnb properties, but by using Western medicine helped get it fixed. But it's Eastern medicine that's helping me get my mobility back. And so I practice something called Qigong, and I teach this practice to my students. Qigong gave birth to things like Kung Fu. Qigong gave birth to things like Tai Chi. Qigong is a medical modality that helps, and the premise is it helps you circulate energy or circulate Qi throughout your body. And anytime we all experience any level of pain, what we're really experiencing is a blockage in our body. And chi or energy is not allowed to freely flow. And so day 3 today, what I want to talk about is, you know, um, motivational renewal. So we have spiritual renewal, we have physical renewal, and now I want to talk about motivational renewal. And I think it's really important for us to kind of take a moment and think about what makes the difference is you and I moving from what we know we need to do to doing what we know. Let me say it differently. Let me say it in a way that I can move the cookies from the top shelf down to the bottom shelf. It's not knowing the path. We don't need any new information. So if it's not knowing the path, it's getting ourselves to follow the path that we already know about. That's what moves the bar. So on a daily basis, we have to have some sort of inspiration that can get us moving, that can get us off to the right, going in the right direction. So when I talk about motivational renewal, I'm not really talking about motivation. I'm really talking about inspiration. Okay. So how do we get ourselves inspired? Okay. Well, it's through something really, really basic, but yet really, really powerful. Okay. That really basic, really powerful thing that I'm talking about is the power of mind movies or visualization as it relates to setting crystal clear intentions for your life. Crystal clear intentions. And I'm not sure if I can do this real quick, but I'm going to see if I can share my screen with a few of you guys who are tuning in on Facebook world on some of my crystal clear intentions and how I use them on a monthly, a daily, and a weekly basis to get me from my what is to my what's coming. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that right now. So let me see if I can pull this up for you guys real quick. And it might help to have a little bit of a visualization. And okay, real quick, I'm going to share screens with you guys. And I am going to, hopefully, my friends on Instagram, you guys will stay with me as I share out some of this information that some of my friends on the other platforms are seeing. Okay, so I have a number of daily intentions that I listen to and I recount. So I want to start by saying that years ago, before everything was digital, we were told in a lot of the books I read, for you to get a sheet of paper and write down what your intentions are, what it is that you really want to focus on. And you get that sheet of paper and you fold it up and you put it in your wallet, or you would put it under your pillow. Now that still actually is not a bad idea. Throw it on a 3x5 card. I could probably pull mine out. I have it. That's not what I teach my students. Instead, what I teach my students is to find a heartfelt intention and to rework that intention until it's so crystal clear in your mind that if you close your eyes, you can actually see it on plan. Okay, so, what are we talking about again? We're talking about motivational renewal. And the way you get to motivational renewal is you have to be inspired by something you have to be inspired by something that is so real and so delicious for you that it has to be something that moves you to take action. Like if you can just sleep all day and don't feel bad when you get up because you haven't gotten anything accomplished, just nothing moving you to take action. There's nothing bigger than you. There's not something that you're seeking or that you're trying to reach that is just, you got to have it. So I'm going to share with you guys two of my intentions. Um, there's a bunch of them, but I think for the 20 minutes I want to spend with you, this may resonate with a few of you guys. So for you guys that were with me in my day 2 live, I told you about my mother Priscilla, and I told you why we never smoked. I told you that my mom had very unconventional practices with respect to parenting, but they were super effective. I also told you that my mom passed away because of lung cancer, because she was a 4-decade-long smoker. What I didn't tell you is the level of pain that my dad was in as he tried to kind of put the pieces together. And he was in pain for this reason, and this reason, well, it was a couple reasons, but I just want to kind of share the one reason. My dad had made a lot of sacrifices for business and never made time for Priscilla, his wife. And sometimes he didn't really make time to do things he should have been doing around the house. My dad he was an entrepreneur. He could fix anything. And in my dad's heyday, he had 3 businesses. He had a small farm in upstate New York. He had an auto mechanic business, as well as in later years, he had a farm down in South Carolina. But while he was a New Yorker, my dad had about 30 pieces of property in upstate New York. 30 pieces of property. And and literally my dad was always working. There's many days that when I went to bed, my dad was working. When I got up in the morning, my dad was working. My dad was like Superman. And the consequence for him always being busy is that him and mom never really got that quality of life that I aspire to have with my wife, Yvonne. So one of my intentions is called the Priscilla Project. You see, when my mom was diagnosed with cancer, I had asked Father, I said, Father, you're at a place where money is no longer an option. How come you and mom don't go on a cruise? How come y'all don't go on a plane ride? Why don't y'all spend time? He says, I'll get there. I'll get there. I just got to wrap up some things. And when mom's cancer diagnosis came, it hit my dad like a ton of bricks because he had continually kicked the can down the road. And he had a lot of regrets. My dad felt guilty for a lot of months because he realized that is not the time you have, is it's not the duration of the time you have, it's the quality of the time you use. And so with that little bit of a story, I wanted the context for you to understand one of my major intentions. I call it the Priscilla Project. And I'm going to read to you guys what's on my 3x5 card that's in my pocket. But it's also something that I have recorded to my YouTube channel that I listen to on a nightly basis when I reprogram myself. I reprogram myself, guys. I'm like a computer, and I'm trying to get my software to be on the right frequency. So here it is, the Priscilla Project. I joyfully manifest annual trips to major jazz festivals and captivating wine tours across the United States and around the world. Can y'all see that? Because I see it. During the summer and winter seasons, I am fully present, feeling the energy of the music vibrating through my being as I immerse myself in the enchanting melodies. I explore, I'm gonna stop screen sharing right now. because I just want you guys to just picture this. I explore picturesque vineyards, savoring the rich flavors of each sip as I indulge in captivating wine tours that awaken my senses. In this moment, I cultivate a deeper connection with Yvonne, sharing experiences, creating cherished memories. We embark upon these adventures hand in hand, feeling the significance of this journey that enrich our lives. The universe aligns, and as abundant cash flows effortlessly, enabling us to embrace opportunities with gratitude and with ease. I am deeply grateful for the abundance that allows me to explore the beautiful music, the culture, and the fine wines in all of these delightful destinations. Each step I take is filled with purpose and excitement as I embrace the magic of these experiences. With every trip, I expand my horizons, immersing myself in the captive blend of melodies, cultures, and flavors the world has to offer. All right, let me sit back, guys. I want to ask you, I want you to guys to kind of stay with me. Question one, what is a goal that you have in your life? What is it something that you would like to see? How would that affect the people, the 5 people closest to you? What would that interaction be like if you were able to achieve that said goal and that experience of reaching the summit, they were there with you? Now, I'm not asking you on an intellectual level. I'm asking you on an emotional level. Because what's going to keep you inspirationally and motivationally renewed is how you feel. It's how you feel inside that helps you achieve your goals. And that's what I teach in my academy. And that's why I want to encourage you as I bring this live, day 3 live, to a close. I want to encourage you to be a part of my 5-day challenge starting next Monday on effortless evolution, with the idea that if you're not changing, if you're not growing, if you're not evolving, you're dying. Because it's not about dying together. It's about living together. Whether it's you and your best friend from 20 years ago, from college, or you and your mate, how are you guys supporting each other in that growth? What does a life look like now that the kids have left the house and you're empty nesters? How are you guys challenging each other? What new goals and what new items on that? I hate to call it bucket list. So 2 things I never do. I never talk about bucket list, and I never talk about retirement, because I will never stop working, and I'm not going to wait to get old to do things that I care about. So that's the first thing. And so with that in mind, what I want to do is I want to challenge you guys to find a space and time to put something on your 3x5 card and then take it to the next level and put that on a YouTube video and then take it to the next level. Listen to that YouTube video once or twice a week or once or twice a day. And depending how fast you want to grow, I want to encourage you to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. There's levels. One might be able to pick up my book. Another might be to join my masterclass. Or the third and the highest might be to get started with my academy so you can have an experience where you're emotionally renewed, physically renewed, mentally and spiritually renewed, all by processes that I learned myself. Hey, you doing there, brother? All right. I love my IG family. Doing well, man. Thanks for asking. So um, the rehab is coming. The rehab is coming. I broke it. I broke it at one of my Airbnb properties. And that's a great segue for my tomorrow live. So, guys, as you guys know, the other aspect of my academy is the emotional and financial renewal aspect. So, on tomorrow's live, I'm gonna talk to you guys specifically about Airbnb passive income. It's a beautiful thing, guys. It's a beautiful thing. For me, it's a lazy Saturday here in upstate New York. Um, I have four people, excuse me, I have five people checking in today. I ain't running around doing no crazy stuff. Uh, my everything is automated. My cleaner team is on point. My mechanical and handyman team is on point. All I gotta do is approve bookings electronically and make sure they're a good fit. Because we don't do riffraff, we don't do locals, we only do business travelers, and I'm gonna pull back the hood tomorrow and talk to you guys specifically about Airbnb passive income. But it's a blessing. It is an absolute blessing. And I want to kind of give you guys this context. And I was sharing this with one of my partners, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "This is sad. This is sad. If I think about it, for every pound I lost, I earned $1,000 in the last year because I'm 100 pounds down and 100K up. Who's next? Who wants to jump on that bandwagon? Well, if you do, check me out tomorrow during our live. It'll be happening about the 2 p.m. time frame, Eastern Standard Time. Or you obviously, if you're on my YouTube or my Facebook channel, you can check out the replay. But more importantly, click the link below and get registered for the challenge. Effortless evolution. Take care. God bless, guys. All right. Let me shut down my Facebook and my YouTube feed.